What's happening, everyone?
What's up, guys? Malt review time.
Malt review time. One of the epic, legendary bottling time. Another sample from the Old Alliance. They're the sample little jars. The reason why there's 3 of them is because they're 2 CL samples. So we got 3 samples.
1.5 CL.
1.5 CL, sorry, yeah. So we got 3 of them for a slightly larger pour. This is a Douglas Laing, 1972. This bottle right here, 1972.
What's the distillery, though?
Sherried Brora.
Boom.
It's 1970.
Magical year.
1972 Broras are known as the most legendary vintage Broras. Very famed. This being from a sherry cask, bottled at 49.7% ABV, and it's 30 years old. And it's from a sherry cask. So Sherried Brora 72 vintage.
Yeah,
it's 30 years old.
They don't tell you the cask number, oddly. These Douglas Laing Old and Rare series, you have to go by the ABV and one of how many bottles. So this one's one of
222 bottles.
Boom. That's how you recognize the individual casks of the 72 or any Brora Douglas Laing legends.
This has been breathing for how long, Mike? 2 hours?
2 hours about, yeah.
Yeah, it's been breathing for a good 2 hours. We've been nosing it through and through. And then just being in awe of the magic of this sherried cask of magical,
so unique,
magic 30-year-old Brora, all from 72, baby, single cask. This is complexity at its finest.
This is a whole other world.
Yeah, this is complexity at its finest. You're getting rich notes like honey and toffee and some herbal teas and coffee, but the magic starts when you enter the farm world. Yep. You're getting those horse stables and wet dogs and sheep and grass and rhubarb and just kind of like, you know, very funky yet very rich and dark with the toffee and coffee and the honey, and you combine that with the farminess, and then you combine that with a very like sweet, like orange marmalade kind of like a sweetness as well, with the honey sweetness as well. It's just kind of like funky, like herbal teas and it's just
the
magical.
Dude, the way, something about Brora, man. The way they combine the barley they use, the special kind of peat they use, and their location being a coastal highland distillery, their unique location, kind of like how the island of Isla is, something about it, man, produces these crazy farm notes. And if you watched we reviewed Brora 30, the Diageo 2007 release. We got into like, sounds weird. You got to know Brora to know it. You got into like crystallized cow manure. Almost like kind of that methane smell when you're pumping gasoline. How if you sweeten that, it can be this oddly addictive smell. It's the same thing, man. It's like crazy, like crystallized, like animals and like animal farts and like manure, like pony farts and shit. Like it sounds weird, but it's like all that mixed, but it's like then tropical, like juicy apricots and peaches and plums and like super juicy mandarin oranges.
Yeah.
But then mixed with, like he said, earth and tea and oh my God, man, that sherry sweetness, that rich, that dankiness, almost like a tiny bit of like farmy exotic balsamico with all the Brora nature, all balanced. Is fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, and you know, I think one of your favorite notes to use is crystallized before something else, and all he's really essentially saying is it's that note, but in a sweet way, right?
Like
basically all you're saying.
Yeah, like a sweet sherried, almost like juicy fruit nature to that note. But
yeah,
it's so like, I don't know how to describe it until you experience it. It's so uniquely Brora, the farminess,
and you're getting a little hint of fresh leather, but more like fresh new tire. You know, have you ever gone to like the store to get new tires, when it's time to replace your tires, you smell those tires. It's definitely definitely there.
That fresh Goodyear smell.
But when you combine this sweetness with that honey sweetness with the farmy notes, with the wet dog and the horse stable and the grass and the rhubarb, and it just creates this incredible magic.
That's what I'm saying.
It creates this incredible magic. There are little toffee and coffee and honey kind of notes in there as well that it just adds to this complexity and just makes this, I mean, with air, as this thing has just gone, you know, getting like sweet lemons and sweet mandarins and then just...
And it's weird, like you said it. I didn't give enough credit. Yeah, it's crystallized, like sugar-covered fruits, almost like fruit gummies, right? The nature with like the animals, the manure, farts, all that crazy shit. But it's like the honey, man. You just called it. I didn't give enough credit. It's crystallized and the fruits are coming out, but it's like deep, rich beeswax honey from the sherry mixed with the Brora nature. It's just like mix all that together. It's one of the most complex whiskeys on the planet.
Yeah, Mike's been dying to use pony farts with a Brora as a tasting note. This has been one of his dreams, so that's why it's coming out.
The sherry, man. This is our first sherry Brora. The sherry brought it out, man.
Yeah, first. It's only our second Brora review. The other one was the 2007 release, and this one being.
Oh no, we did. Remember, we did the Brora 3003.
Oh yeah. Our third Brora review, but our first sherry cask review. Yeah.
First sherry Brora, which is, it adds a whole other layer, the sweetness, the honey, even more exotic tropical fruits coming out, juicy fruits. Yeah, earth, dirt, farm.
This is just funky.
Yeah, honestly, like Narby says a lot, the words don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's farm once you experience it, but the magic, the wow factor level, the words don't matter. Just go by our reactions. We're in fucking heaven right now.
But the herbal teas, you know, like I know we have a whole bunch of teas, and you know, you drink a different one, and sometimes you just such unique flavors that come out of some of these herbal teas, and it's just got like all kinds of like funky Asian teas going on in there.
It is. It's like you combine the most exotic herbal teas from all around the world into one whiskey. But then still the farmy, coastal Brora character is at the center of it.
Yeah, this the kind of peat is just more like a farmy style kind of peat. But I do get a little bit of those wet rocks and fishnets as well, a little bit in there.
Yeah, it's like a farm on the coast. Wow,
just magical. Magical Brora.
I'm trying to think of the right words. It blows your brain, man.
Brora might be one of the hardest whiskey to find words for.
Right? I mean, like to explain to somebody who's never tried it.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Palate's fucking epic, dude. And then like, it almost like, now I'm getting like, almost like I didn't believe it at first when I heard people say this, but almost like a little like maple syrup, a little pancake maple syrup. Combined with all the earthiness and exotic shit. It just hit me. Palate. It's fucking nuts.
It's a lot more full and powerful. I thought it was going to be. The nose wasn't suggesting. 49.7% of deliciousness. Wow. This is a lot of the farmy notes.
Oh my god, there's mouth coating.
I've obviously never tasted horse stables.
You never tasted pony farts?
Never tasted the pony farts. Just smell them.
This is nuts.
Obviously that wet dog kind of a smell. You know, and it just kind of,
holy shit, dude.
That grassy kind of rhubarby kind of funk. That the leather and fishnets kind of fresh tire. All kind of lingering on the palate. You're getting a little less of the toffee and honey and more of the mandarin jam kind of sweetness. Less of the toffee, a little bit of that espresso in the back with the leather and kind of like the rope and tire, and it just kind of all lingers around with that farm style. but sweet and luscious at the same time. It's something you're just not gonna get in any other whiskey. It's 1972 Brora Magic, baby. This is spectacular.
Dude, I get all the fruits, but the honey, this thing is insanely like cloying at the beginning. The honey has turned into like thick, rich Canadian maple syrup, covering all the farm elements, and a little bit of coastal elements, but still the fruits are all in the front. This is just
I'm gonna do
fucking,
1 drop of
But yeah, no,
because-
it drinks like 55%, man. This is incredible, and you can taste the full thickness, the depth, cast strength, non-chill filtered, all the oils and esters. This is fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, I only put
Word-
one
words
drop
can't
because you
describe
just
it.
don't know how it's gonna change. I
Gotta
don't think
try
it
it,
needed.
though.
Yeah, just one drop. I don't think it's gonna change it that much. Probably with 2-3 drops, but
But I
it's
noticed
just-
for sure that's the difference of the sherry versus the only bourbon cask is you're getting like this thick, rich, cloying, like perfectly cloying with the Brora, like honey, beeswax, maple syrup element that is so unique.
this is really incredible. Yeah, this is like
Mind blowing.
yeah, like the orange oils are coming through. It's almost like that ocean spray is coming through a little bit.
Yeah.
It can't be opening up more because it's been breathing so long, but just that little bit of water just brought out a little bit of oiliness with the orange oils and some ocean sprays, a little more minerality, wet rock.
That's why it's good to try both. Try a shit ton of air, but you always gotta try a little water dissolve and
Especially
those
with
oils
these
out.
complex peated whiskeys,
Yeah.
1 drop of water does a lot.
Yes. No, yeah, you called it, man. It's fruitier. It's more coastal. The farminess is moving a tiny bit to the background. It's more balanced now.
I can't. I'm like salivating for
It's
another
just
sip. I'm
like-
salivating. For the sake of the
God.
review, I don't want to
Yeah.
go for too long.
Just trying to express to you guys how amazing this is. I mean, what a magical wow factor. So unique.
Oh man, I took a bigger sip this time. Oh, that farm magic. Really farming on the palate now, with a bigger sip.
Yeah.
The horse staples, man.
Yeah,
It's-
the water dissolved a little bit of the sherry, like maple syrup cloyingness, and now, yeah, the farm exploded in the palate. Bingo.
Explosively, like
Bingo.
the horse stables, that leather.
It's like the leather from like literally a leather saddle on top of
Yeah.
a horse.
Yeah.
In the stable, goats over here, sheep over here.
It's almost like you're getting this waxy, like polish, like shoe polish wax kind of a thing going on with it. It's beeswaxy, coffee, fresh cut grassy, kind of like just.
And on that note, the polish, camphor. For sure. Camphor, a little bit of menthol, a little bit of eucalyptus.
Definitely a little bit of menthol eucalyptus for
Yeah.
sure.
There's something that was there, but I forgot to mention it because my brain is overloaded right now.
Yeah, this is one of those whiskeys where if you do a written review, if you can write everything out
Yeah.
as it's coming to mind, because we were sitting there analyzing this whiskey for a couple hours, and I know we said a lot of things that just don't pop off your mind when you're doing a video review, but it really doesn't matter. I think the main points of it have been expressed,
Yeah.
but you can dig and just keep going with things, just like you can with any ultra complex
And
spirit.
that just it goes into, we mentioned before, those truly exotic herbal teas. You combine that with the earthiness, the eucalyptus, the menthol, all kinds of herbs like thyme, sage, a little bit of rosemary. It's just the same thing. It all molds together.
Wet dog, man. Went from
Oh.
horse stable to more wet dog. Just that wetness. It's just
That dankiness from
Yeah.
the climate,
Yeah.
the humidity. No, I know.
I mean, this is almost like going when you stick your tongue out when it's raining. It's a little bit of that going on too. It's
Yeah.
like rain. It's raining at the farm right now.
Yeah.
You're at the farm, you're smelling the farmy notes,
Right.
but it's raining and you're getting those rain, you know, the
So
minerality.
it's like we already have like a Japanese rainforest we've done before. We have Isle of Isla, just walking down the coast,
Yeah.
sea spray. Brora has its own thing, coastal highland.
Yeah.
It's like rainy, danky farm. That is nuts, man. Hard to find any other whiskey.
Magic. This is magic.
It takes you to a new place.
One last sip to finalize the review. Man, I'm getting like all kinds of like dry teas, black teas, Asian teas, orange ginger kind of teas, and then just, oh man, the orange peel right now with water got like a little more drying. I'm getting that orange peel all with the farmy notes, with the wax polish. The leather, horse stable, just...
It's funny, it's everything you said, but yeah, it's drier and more like dry tea-like,
Yeah.
which normally I would think I want the juicier fruits back.
But it's
but I like it better that way.
Yeah.
It's more Brora-esque.
Yeah.
It's more farmy and earthy and dirty and danky.
Bro, smell the sample and the amount of tobacco leaf that comes out of that. Wow.
Oh my god, it's insane, man. I'm keeping these samples.
The amount of tobacco.
Yeah.
What the
It's like being in Cuba, walking down the tobacco fields.
This is
This vintage, man. This distillery.
the finish is really good. If in the perfect universe, it would leave a little bit more lingering with like the sweet flavors.
Yes.
It's left more with kind of the leather, coffee, farmy. It's there, but it's not like an ultra endless kind of a finish.
Right.
More with the dry tea, it is with the dry tea leaves and the leather and kind of that horse stable,
But yeah, it's missing some of the fruits.
a little bit of the finish.
Yeah, you'd want on the finish.
On the
yeah.
finish.
You'd want to be super critical.
A little more sweetness on the finish to push it to that other stratosphere of wherever that is.
Yeah.
Is such a complex whiskey. To give it an ultimate score, I would need a full bottle, but this extra sample to be able to try it with a little more water.
Helps.
And we tried it by itself, 1 drop of water, and then we added 2 more drops. We kind of got to experience it.
Yeah.
We nosed it for over 2 hours. And I feel like we got as much as we were going to get out of it from the amount. To me, this is a 95 out of 100. That can easily be a 96. But right now, if it left a little bit more sweetness and a little bit more fruit on the finish, it would get to 96. But because of that, it's a 95.
Boom. If it's a purely uniqueness score, 99. If it's an overall score, 95.
Yeah.
For the same reasons that being super critical, if you could add in those never-ending, juicy, luscious, tropical orchard fruits with everything else, now you're talking about maybe the Brora 72 40-year-old, what that entails.
Yeah, so it's, and not to keep the review video going too long, I can think of days where for sure I will crave this more than I will want like some whiskeys that I've rated 97.
Right.
So there will be days where I will take this over like my top 5 whiskeys.
Right.
Because of the uniqueness.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because of the uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's something like it's something you gotta like as a whiskey collector, connoisseur, enthusiast. You gotta have some Broras. You have to have some of these magical Broras. You just have to.
Yes.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
It's
Unbelievable.
But again,
Unbelievable.
we're being super critical.
Yeah,
and it's relative.
We're giving it a 95. It's not like we're giving it an 85.
Right, but it's relative to all the other 95, 96, 97, etc. we've ever tried. So.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Uniqueness, wow factor, it's a 99, man.
Empty, just the tobacco leaf.
It's
I didn't get the
fucking
tobacco
insane.
leaves with the liquid in there on an empty glass.
Right.
It's just pure farm and tobacco leaves.
It's a tobacco farm.
Tobacco farm.
This is nuts, man.
All right, you guys.
Went from animals to tobacco.
Only 222 of these.
Damn.
You know, obviously this was bottled in the 90s or 72, so 2002 or 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was bottled, you know, a long time ago. So I don't know how many of these have been opened, how many are left, but now can't be many left.
No. Oh, auction-wise, last time we saw it.
Auction-wise, last time we went for about, I think Whiskey Auctioneer went for about $5,000-ish.
U.S., yes.
Yeah, $5,000 to $6,000 at auction. I think the Whiskey Exchange has it for about $8,500.
Yes.
So $5,500, $6,000 around there, I'm guessing at auction. But that was also a year ago. So
Yeah.
so now it might be closer to like 6-7K.
Yeah.
It's you know, unicorn kind of prices.
Right.
You know, one of those things where it's so unbelievable. It's like if you have the money, it's almost worth it.
Yeah. One single cask, only about 200 bottles.
Yeah.
Getting rarer every year.
Yeah.
It
Unbelievable.
is so insane, though, man.
Absolutely.
Brora.
Absolute treat.
Wow.
Absolute treat. What a highlight.
Amazing.
If you guys want to see more whiskeys like this, full bottles, whenever we don't have a full bottle, sometimes we have the full bottle, but we'll still get the sample because we don't want to open the bottle yet. Trying to bring you guys as many of these museum kind of whiskeys, we call them Museum Piece Whiskeys, as possible. Thumbs up, lets us know you want to see more. Subscribe, help the channel grow, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.